Welcome to the Social Mission Revolution. Each week we explore some of the greatest undertold stories of businesses and everyday people who are making their ultimate impact on the world through social mission. This is Social Mission Revolution, and this is your host, Andrea Putting. Welcome to the Social Mission Revolution, and today my guest is Senitu, and I'm very excited to talk to Ru because I know that his message is very emotional and something for us all to listen to. Last time I heard him speak, he got a standing ovation, so I'm sure that our conversation will be very enlightening and exciting today. So welcome, Ru.
Thanks, Andrea. Thank you for inviting me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Ru, I'd really love to know that question that I ask. If there was just one thing for you to fight for, what would that be?
I had to think about that one. To be honest, it's just it's about the gospel and sharing it, and not sharing it as a microwave Christian or emotional Christian or salesman Christian, but just share it as it is and just following the Lord.
What's the most important message out of the gospel for you?
Just sharing the truth and what's going on and where we're heading towards as a human race, and just letting everyone know about it and just leave it as that. If they got a choice, it's not about forcing it onto them.
No,
it's just sharing and just leave it as it is, and then they'll know by how you live, how you talk, and just leave it as that. So
yeah.
That's what I've learned that through all the years that I've grown up on it. So it's just refining it and just fine tuning it and doing it to the best of your ability, and just be a good person.
So living the example of what Christianity is about. Yeah, awesome. So, Ru, I'd love for you to share some of your message of what I call a social mission is about, how you want to help people in the world.
Well, one of them is like as a man and as a father was just aiming at men, broken fathers and young men that are coming up. And what got me to where I am today, why I'm doing it, is because of my kids. And the reason why I want to help out is I want to start with myself first, so that that I'm an example for my kids, so that what's close to my heart is now that I realize what a solid marriage is, and it starts with man and being a better father and having a solid marriage as man and wife. For example, be like the Notebook movie. I don't know if you had seen that movie, or Nicholas Sparks' book. That kind of love where even though she lost her memory, but he kept going there just to remind them how they grew up, and then when they at the end, that was pretty cool. Like they went together. So that kind of love. Growing old with your soulmate. So that's where that grew in me, to be a advocate for a better father, starting with myself, to be a better example for my kids, so that they can have solid marriages and a solid home, and for their children's children as well. So that's where I'm at the moment. That one speck of it. So
and that's a very important message in this day and age, because so many children grow up in divided families. And it's a shame. It's, they don't have that. Well, I grew up in a family where I had both parents who were supporting each other and supporting the family. So it's very difficult. I can see it's how difficult it is when families are split like that and they don't have that solid foundation.
Yeah. Because when I was growing up, I grew up where, when I was, sexually molested and that, and then go from there to back in the 80s where where the porn scene was, was really rampant back then, where there was the latest thing, and that my dad used to just share all those movies with his friends and his cousins, and I didn't realize what the heck is going on here. And then, being exposed to that was part of us growing up and finding out, oh man, that was pretty wrong. And then knowing all that stuff was pretty weird at that time. And then, I grew up knowing that through all that stage, through my young adult years, we're just going out and just going out just to get drunk and, pick up. So I'm not trying to say that that's an excuse for what I went through, but I saw it as it was a Jekyll and Hyde sort of scene as well, and so growing up as that and then not seeing my dad every day because he was at work, and the only time that he would talk to us was when he was drunk, and then he was just going on about that his dad rejected him as a child, and not acknowledging that he was the father. He ran away, that denying that he was the dad, and that sort of. And so that's how I was able to go back into to put the pieces together to know what was going on at that time, and to sort of have that empathy to see what he was going through, and to know that, and then to acknowledge that, and to forgive. And then so in that time that I found out about that, and my grandfather was the same. Find out that he had other families, and then I saw that it was a curse. And then growing up with that, I sort of I brought that into my relationship. In 20, I've been my ex-partner for 25 years, and then I didn't realize that I was doing things by thinking it was just normal, and I saw that when I realized that it was just a Jekyll and Hyde. I was able to deal with that, and how I dealt with that was when I gave my heart to the Lord, and it happened in stages where I was able to uproot that rubbish that was in my heart and mind, and realizing that the perspective now that I see now in women, that they are more valuable, more equal and lovely and wonderful, and they're not objects or anything like that, and not just sex objects. Have someone that you want to be with and to love, and that sacred love belongs to them and no one else but them. So I was able to see that now, where I used to not see that because I grew up in that porn and all that stuff. It was really, that's how it sort of shattered myself and broke my family apart. And then I was able to pray and ask for restoration. And it was not until 2018 till now that it just sort of slowly coming back. And and the kids just it was really a dark time for me, and still going through it. But I feel that's coming, restoration and plus a healing as well. So my main point of it all is just to get the message out. Where I know it's only one part of it, like pornography. I feel that's just really bad for us men and women, because what it does, it destroys a man, and I can vouch for that, because it's destroyed me, because what I had to go through and what it sort of made me into a man, and that's not how men should be, and that's rubbish that shouldn't be in the home or in a relationship. And love making is sacred. So for that, to be in the wrong direction, it should be discarded. So hopefully it's enough. Sorry for going on too long. I just
No.
wanted to get out what I needed to get out on that 6 minutes.
Yeah, well,
come to say it now. So
that's what we here to share and to learn about.
sure.
And I think it's an important thing for us that we learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And that we're able to share those insights with people. So I appreciate that you're able to do that and to show people that there is something worth hanging on to there that gives you greater strength and greater light in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
So how would you like to share this with the world? What is the message that you're really wanting people to grab hold of?
Messages to start at home, really. Like my message is basically just everything begins at home, and like I said before, where it's like that Spartan formation, you know, as we go home, I look at our home as a Spartan formation where you got the mum and dad in the front and the uncles on the side and your grandparents at the back with all the experience in there of, you know, all the morals, the right morals, the integrity, all the good things of who we are as a human being. And then when we go out into the world, we'll be able to, you know, fend them off. We go as, you know, as a family or, you know, as a triangle to fend them off. But my message is, it starts at home, and that's why I want to begin with men, because men need to rise up, not as in the way of like just men. No, I mean men as a family man, and you know, a man and his wife, mum and dad. I mean, like my mate used to say, he goes, "Oh, a king is only as good as his queen." And so I look at that way. They work together, you know. So yeah, no, I would start with just with myself and beginning at home, and yeah, well, it starts with parents. So I don't know if they'll take it the right way or not, but you know, they got to think about tomorrow, you know, because we got to understand that they're right behind us and they're looking at what we're up to and what we're doing, and you know, they're looking at the future. We love them to see the right things about who we are as a family, as a human race, human beings. So yeah, we want them to have a better tomorrow, even though even today is just pretty weird at the moment, but hopefully it'll come right. But I suppose it starts with us.
Yes, it does. And because it is this kind of strange time, I think a lot of families have been affected. Well, everyone has been affected, but some have been affected in the way that, oh, great, they've had more time to spend with their families, and that's been a good positive thing, that they've reconnected with families. But then there's also other families who have had a really difficult time because they have suddenly been enclosed for a long period of time, especially here in Melbourne, where we were all in lockdown for so long. There was a lot of negative effects also for other families, because where the relationships weren't right, where they were having trouble, it just highlighted that. So it's been an interesting time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe your message would have been really good for some of those people who were struggling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not just pornography and that, but it's a lot, because there's a lot of other things that goes into the links, the bad links that's surrounded with, you know, pornography. But yeah, no, you're right. Family. It is. It's, you know, it's about coming together, eh? Like the way I look, I was thinking about right now is, you know, it's about the state governments and the councils and all the churches and all the other wonderful religions out there that needs to come together to you know, target those that, you know, that really need the loving and the support, because you know, it's as a human race, it's about loving one another, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the way that we're going about it's just a lot of rubbish that's mixed into how we're supposed to live our lives and to help each other out. So yeah, if there's a way, that I believe there's a way, and it starts with us, and hopefully the kids, they'll see that, they'll catch on to it and carry it on. But I know it's a big what do you call it? It's a massive ask, or it's a big project. But hey, at least it's a start. I mean, you can't leave it too long, because then the kids will just get swayed to other areas where they won't even care.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it's getting together with all the councils, governments, and churches or whatever, and just coming as one and having a bit of a conference and go from there, I suppose. Because I don't want to go. I'm not about to go for myself. It's not about me, to be honest. It's never about me. It's never about the money. My message is just to serve. Serve one another, and just I mean, that's the world of today. It's all about me and all about the money, all about my status.
Yeah.
What kind of car I've got. Look at my nice house. But they haven't got the skill set to be a human being. No, I don't know. I can't judge.
No, well, there is a lot to be said about that, because we've kind of created this culture where what's important is your financial status or what you have, and it's all been about growing in this image of what success is. But that's not where you find that sense of satisfaction and fulfillment in life, where you find that joy that sparks passion and desire in your life is not going to be around how much money you make. It's what difference you make in people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what the social mission revolution is all about. It's about how do we make that difference in people's lives that really it makes us grow. It makes us be the light in the world that we're meant to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Plus, I had an idea where once I get this business started, I was going to do a pay it forward idea. Yeah. But the idea is, you can once I get it started, but I think I like it this way, where you can pay whatever you can, but the other half I would want them to say 3 months to go and visit the aged care or the hospital and just hang out with the old people, because man, I tell you what, they got the best stories.
They do.
I love sitting on them and listening to these stories, especially when I was volunteering and just hearing these stories, having good laughs, because they got the best jokes, the best slang words. And I was just thinking, sending men or young men to go spend time, maybe 2 days a week for 6 months or 3 months, just to hang out with the old people, and rather that than having payment. And then, that'll help them realize, wow, we've got it good here. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, or they wouldn't, because they paved the way for a lot of us, not only them, plus the Anzacs,
Yeah.
So that's where we need to get back to re-educating and rewiring to make sure that they remember the old people, Yeah. And that's really important.
Yeah, that would be great to see, especially teenagers going and spending some time with some random old person.
Yeah, or go and visit your grandma or your granddad you haven't seen in ages. Because I used to go and see my grandma every day the best I could, because she helped me, grow up, because I was really grew up with her, and she taught me a lot of things, and it was just mainly just all on Christianity. So started at a young age, and I was pretty privileged. There was a few of us that grew up with her, and she sort of more like was the parent when I was growing up. It's like most kids when they grow up, their grandparents, with mum and dad. Nothing against mum and dad, because they had to work those times, So they did the best they could, at that time. But
I think about my grandson and my soon-to-be other grandchild, that their time with us as grandparents is really special because it's like they've got this incredible freedom to be and grow and develop and explore in a loving relationship where we don't have to be the disciplinarian most of the time. We have to watch them, but they've got our full attention.
Yeah.
So they're able to respond to that in a different way, and it gives you that opportunity to really share those messages with them about those good things in life that you want to share with them.
Yeah, life skills and good jokes now.
We love to go exploring.
I'm still working on my dry jokes. Been hanging out in the desert too long. No. No. Yeah, far out.
Yeah. So in the long run, what can we see you doing in the future, Roo?
Well, I'm still don't know where I'm going to go from here. I've still got, when I left the boot camp, wow, honestly, I was transformed when I walked out that door. Like,
yeah, the Speakers Institute boot camp.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, should have mentioned. Yeah, the Speakers Institute boot camp. All you guys and Sam and when I walked out that door, I just had that that feeling and then feeling that I know what I know what I want to do for the rest of my life is to be a keynote speaker and to go out and speak at schools or anything that's got to do with reaching out to the fathers, young men, young girls as well, just to let them know, or not let them, but to share what's been going on and what I've gone through, and hopefully that it's a lesson that they'll look at it. Okay, I'll take that on board as a skill set to know what I'm up against when I grow up and all that, and and just to share the a good way of being a better person, but and to be aware of what's really going on in the world today, and to know which is right and which is wrong, and which path I want to take. I'd love to be part of Speakers Institute and probably get on to how you guys' journeys are, which is, oh man, that was awesome. I loved it, and because I had that feeling I've never had where I've always gone to. I tried Bitcoin trading, and it's always staring to me. It was always staring me back to where I was doing in the first place, and that was just reading the Bible and that, and then I go off to try and learn property option, and that'll just steer me back to reading the Bible, and then this come up, and then I was pretty skeptical about it, and then I decided to go, and then next minute I just had that feeling, and then that feeling, I believe that was a divine intervention where, this is where you should be going, and do that for the rest of your life. And now I can't wait. So right now I've sort of decked out my house and put the mirror up so I can practice, like
awesome.
What I've learned from the boot camp, and their tonality, the gestures, the speaking up, and now I've just did some other courses on mega memory so I can remember my words. What I already knew from the start, you just when you write your stories, you from those 5 things, you just point out the PowerPoints words and then pick it onto that, and then you remember the story, and then you just carry on. So,
once you have it's just your story, so it makes it easy to remember.
It's awesome. I love the Speakers Institute, and I just wouldn't mind going, being part of it and be supportive and be a volunteer, and and just hopefully get up there and just for the newcomers when they come on and just say, hey, look, I didn't know where I was going, and man, just do it, don't think about it. So I would love to get out and just reach out to families and men and women. It's all about the next generation, and I'm just it's about our kids as well. That's it's close to our hearts, is our kids, and just setting the right path for them, and that starts with us.
It does. So if somebody was listening to this and they thought, oh, he's just the man for us, we need a keynote speaker, how would they get in touch with you?
Probably on Speakers Institute or Facebook. I haven't sort of drawn up a thing yet, but probably, now Facebook, or you can't go to the yellow pages or the phone book anymore. Eh?
No. We'll find a link for you and we'll put it on the notes for the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm still new to this industry, so
yes, I know.
it's exciting, and well, you can tell it. So yeah, now that's what I'm always asking. So I asked you all those questions beforehand, but yeah, no, that'll be good, and yeah, just Facebook or.
Yep, we can do that. So just one more question: if someone's listening and they've got something passionate in their hearts that's calling them to make a difference, what advice would you give them?
First of all, to sign up on Spotify and sign up on your podcast, because that's where all the answers are if they can't find it. But to be honest, for me, I would say nah. If you find out where Speakers Institute is, I'm not trying to sell it or anything, but it's from the heart. Just do it. I mean, like, it's transformed me. It took me 6 months to figure out, because I've been off work for 6 months because of my leg. My operation I had a surgery on it, and then I've been praying and asking where's this going, and then suddenly this link come up of Speakers Institute, and the reason why I joined it was because I wanted to upskill myself on how to talk, how to present myself, or public speak. And the reason why I wanted to upskill that was because I was sometimes when I go to funerals or anything like that, I just wanted to go up. I felt that I wanted to go up, and I wanted to make sure that I, be heard properly or articulate my story properly.
Yep.
And that's the reason why I joined up with Speakers Institute, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to come on there, was to be a better speaker. And then next minute, I got more than what I signed up for. And,
you do.
Now I know what I want to do now. So, and meeting some great people like yourself, and it's like a family, and you're helping each other out, and we know what our journeys are, and we know what the potentials are, and it's cool, because you fellas, where when the newcomers come on, you know where they're at, and you know what's good for them, and know what direction you just give it to them, direct them. And that's how it is in the Speakers Tribe. It's just that we know each other's weaknesses or strength, and we'll be able to fill them with the balance in that. So that's what I love about the institute. So I'd say join up, and just
and you've got to
about it.
You've got to stand innovation. So really good.
I didn't realise that. Oh no!
It touched the heart of the men there. It really did.
Yeah. Well, I've seen today about our men. It's pretty declining, and it's all about just coming home and start being fathers and real heroes. Having that attitude like those two Australian guys, those divers that saved those those boys, and I was trying to put in there. You could just imagine them diving, going through all the cave 4 kilometers, holding the young boy. He's unconscious. That's real heroic, and really, that feels like a real man, a father, holding on to his child and taking him home.
Yes.
So it's not about watching the movies or anything like that. That's what our kids need to see in our fathers, to be the hero, and to teaching them the skills, and the men to learn off their mothers, how they used to care for them and look after them, and then they take those traits, and when they grow up as a man, they know how to treat their woman right, their wife right, and with the care of their mothers, to love your wife unconditionally, and faithfully, and everything, like the Notebook styles. I love that movie. And bring in the old Jane Austen styles, and then I'm not happy about Titanic. I reckon Kate Winslet should have had a talk to James Cameron about, do you mind if I just chuck him on the other board? I'm sure we could both fit on there.
There was room on the door for both of them.
They just found each other, and then, oh man, that just, honestly, I was crying, because I was going, oh man, he didn't have to die. Oh, they just found out about each other, and now they're going to create a love. Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for movies like that. No, I never used to be into those Jane Austen movies or books. Yeah, so that's another thing I'm learning too, is just reading the Jane Austen books, Pride and Prejudice, or Mr. Darcy. So if anyone's got a message or anything, I reckon, I honestly don't think about it, just do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Awesome.
Don't hold back, because you don't want to go down the line about, say, 10 or 15 years and you look back, I wish I should have, I could have, but no, hey, just do it.
Just do it.
So when you go forward, you look back and say, wow.
Yep.
I made an impact on, people, family, lives, friends. You meet a lot of great people, and it's good to work alongside great people, because it's what the world needs. So,
and when you listen to that prompt in the spirit, you can't go wrong.
Nah, lead you in the right direction.
Yeah.
No, you're right there.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Roo, for coming on and having a chat with me today, because it's just been delightful to listen to you and to share in a conversation about your passions.
Oh, no, thank you, Andrew. I'm so honoured to be on your show. So looking forward to catching up with you in the other conferences, and go from there. Yeah. No, cool. Say hi to your mum. No, what's your mum's name?
Leanne.
Leanne. Oh, cool. Well, I'll be thinking of her and praying for her speedy recovery.
Thank you. She'll appreciate that. Okay. So that's all I have time for today, and I'll be back next time with another social mission revolutionist. This has been the Social Mission Revolution with Andrea Putting. Join me again next week when we'll speak to another social mission revolutionist who will inspire you on your journey to making your ultimate impact on the world.